Good evening to Mr. Wilkes, Mr. Hassenkamp, Mr. Reeler, honoured guests and old boys. As we mark the wonderful occasion of our 100th annual Old Boys Dinner, I think we can be truly proud to be associated with a school like ours that has such a proud, devoted community of alumni. We, the Old Boys of Pretoria Boys High School, play such an important role in the school's heritage and identity. And I thank not only those here present tonight, but the 12,000 odd old boys across the globe for the contributions they make to our beloved school. Some of you may have noticed that the quality of our audience tonight has been elevated to a level beyond what we have seen in the past. This is, however, not because we limited the number of tickets made available to the boarders, nor is it because we have taken Trevor Quirk's advice literally and only served actual lemonade. We have done neither of those things. Rather, tonight, we have a number of guests in attendance who were not tainted by the silly schoolboy antics we all participated in during our time here at Boys High. And the story about Mr. Foxy comes to mind. But who rather bring a level of maturity and decorum to the dinner this evening. It is my pleasure to welcome, for what I believe is the first time in our 100-year history as an Old Boys Association, a group of ladies to our Old Boys Dinner. Though I can't state with absolute certainty that the Old Boys mentioned who had impromptu dinners behind enemy lines during the war did not have any female accompaniment. As we continue to treasure our history and traditions, which serve as the foundation upon which we have built this wonderful community of old boys, we also strive to ensure that we remain relevant in the current era. The association believes that this, the 100th annual Old Boys Dinner, is the perfect occasion to acknowledge that there are those who are not necessarily old boys of this school or male members of staff, but who have equally given so much of themselves to making Boys High the school we continue to cherish and love, and they should be equally welcome at all Old Boys events just like the rest of us. It is our intention that, going forward, all honorary life members of the Old Boys Association, regardless of gender, will be invited to our dinners. Gentlemen, could I please ask that you make every effort to ensure that our female guests have a wonderful evening with us and that they are well taken care of. While there are only a handful of them here tonight, which is understandable given the reputation that the boarders have created over the years, we trust that many more will join us in the years to come. It gives me great pleasure to report back on the association's happenings over the past year. I believe that the 2018-2019 board year has been a successful one. Shortly after the dinner last year, the association board, largely comprising new members with fresh ideas and a willingness to get stuck in, took to work. One of the main areas over the past year has been the Old Boys Club at Hofmeyer Park. And I would like to thank those committee members who have devoted so much of their time and effort over the past year into revitalizing the clubhouse and re-energizing the atmosphere at the club. The first few months of this year have seen record sales numbers, and I hope everyone will make their way over to Hofmeyer Park to continue the festivities later tonight, not only to appreciate firsthand the changes that have been made, but to contribute towards making June a record month for the bar. It is our hope that Hofmeyer Park can continue to be an important place of fellowship for all old boys. The rezoning of the club property remains an ongoing process, and the association is also working on a revised draft of the Memorandum of Incorporation, the document that sets out the legal standing of the entity in terms of the Companies Act. We continued to award an honorary life membership to those members of staff at the school, whether teaching, administrative, or support, who have served for a period of 5 years or more. We've held a number of very successful events over the course of the year here in Pretoria, including the 6 reunions, our ever-popular Old Boys Summer Sports Day at the start of the school year, and our Old Boys Chisanyama in Mamelodi. There have also been numerous branch dinners, lunches, and get-togethers across the rest of South Africa and abroad. I encourage you all to keep an eye out for the monthly newsletter that gives details of upcoming events and stay involved wherever possible. We always love hearing about interactions between old boys, no matter the setting or occasion. I'm happy to report that the association contributed 300,000 Rand to the school during the 2018 financial year in the form of our annual grant, which is used towards bursaries, and that in addition, the reunion groups of 2018 donated just under 150,000 Rand to the Praetorian Trust and the school. Lastly, I would like to extend a word of thanks to the convener of the dinner, Mr. Jeff Mayer, to our association secretary, Mrs. Inge Paulson-Little, and the other subcommittee members for all of their hard work in putting this year's dinner together. Organizing the 100th annual dinner was a mammoth task and required much time and effort, and I think they've done a sterling job. It is truly wonderful to have the hall buzzing. It is truly wonderful to have the hall buzzing tonight with over 400 old boys in attendance. I would also like to thank those who had an active role in this evening's dinner. To Mr. James Orr, our MC for the evening, for once again keeping us all under firm control, and for the many insights he has shared, and I'm sure will still share, into the association's history. To Mr. Reela and the school for hosting us once again, and for making the school hall available during an examination period. Mr. Reela, thank you for your continued support of the association and the board throughout the year. Please know that you have the support of over 12,000 old boys as you enter your final year at the school on the hill. To Mr. Hasenkamp, whom James will better introduce a bit later, thank you for agreeing to take on the role as guest speaker this evening, and especially for traveling up from Hermanus to spend the evening with us. It's not only appropriate, but truly special that an old boy and ex-master of the school can address us on this, the 100th dinner. We look forward to your address. Thanks to the other speakers tonight, to the caterers, bar staff, and those working behind the scenes. To Dr. van der Walt and the big band for the music, and to all of you in attendance this evening. Thank you for making this such a wonderful occasion, and I look forward to seeing you back for number 101. Thank you.